My name is MARLUCIA DIAS. I carried a curse for 28 years in my life. Everything began when I was 14 years old. I had a friend close to me. She had problems and she went to a spiritual center. And when she left there, she fell and she died. And the curse that was upon her came upon me. Everything that happened bad in her life, after she died, it started happening to me. I became depressed, but I didn't know what depression was. I had insomnia, fear. I began to see shadows, hear voices, and no doctors could discover what I had because in the exams it would not reveal anything. And so I began to drink, to smoke. I would smoke 2 packs of cigarettes per day to see if the inner pain that I felt would go away. Trying to solve the problem, trying to be better, to feel better, I also began to go to the spiritual centers. But when I would go, I would notice that I would get better on one thing and become worse on another. So I saw that it was not doing me good, because every day I would get worse. I did not see a solution, and that's where I tried to kill myself for the first time. Then I tried to kill myself for the second time. And when I married, I also tried to kill myself and my daughter, because I would look and I had to find a way to disappear. I was afraid of dying, but I wanted to kill myself. But the situation became worse because my husband was in love with me, but I would hate him. Every time I looked at him, I would be angry. I wanted to kill him, try to kill him. My son would always be in hospital with all problems. He was more in hospital. For 1 week, he would stay in hospital. He would stay 1 day at home. I would say to God, I didn't know God, but I would say, my God, why is that happening to me? Every day I would say that. I never stole, I never killed, I never involved myself with prostitution. I never did anything wrong. So why does this happen to me? I see everyone happy and I would be angry towards them because I would see them smile, laugh, and I did not laugh. I had no reason to laugh. I remember one day I was in the kitchen and that sensation came for me to run out, and I saw a knife in the sink, and I was crying, and I switched on the radio, and the pastor said, you who are there at home with depression, with panic syndrome, fear, without sleeping, addiction, seeing shadows, hearing noises. I mean, he was saying all the problems that I had. And I looked at the radio, I said, where is this man coming from? I'm not seeing him, he doesn't know me. So why is he saying everything that I'm feeling? I'm going to this church. And when I arrived at the Universal Church, that's where I began to seek, to obey what the man of God would say. I did. I began to go to Friday service. I was doing a chain of prayer on Fridays, and every day I started to come because I saw that there I would be free. The remedy that I needed was there. And so I did a vow. I grabbed all that amount, I placed in the envelope, and I put it on the altar. And it was not just the envelope, it was my life. And in 3 months that I put myself in God's hands, I began to notice that I was no longer drinking, no longer smoking, no more headaches. I could sleep because before I could not sleep, not during the day, not during the night. I also began to put on weight because I was very, very slim. I began to put on weight, and what I would be seeking, it was the Holy Spirit, and He came and completed me. He broke all curse that existed in my life, that followed me for these 28 years. It was broken. In that time, I lived in someone else's house, but then I was able to buy my house, to construct my house. Today I work, I have a textile business, all my children are married, they all work in the area that they chose, they study also. I lived 28 years of my life under this curse. And from the moment that I put myself in God's hands, I went to the altar, all the curse was broken, and God converted the curse into a blessing.